let me paint you a picture of my current creative workflow. It starts off fun, easy, simple, and then, oh, I have an idea. And I have another one. So the project gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And pretty quickly, I'm managing a multi-month long video project that was only going to take 2 weeks to make. And the 3-minute video is now 13 minutes long, and I hate my life. So I think you can see what the problem is. I make everything way too complicated. I've been working this way for 6, 7, 8 years now, and I'm over it. We're not doing it anymore. And thankfully, in the last couple of weeks, I think I found the solution. So what I found out is that you can break the act of creating something into 3 steps. I already knew about the first 2, but the third one was what made everything click. The first stage is called discovery. It's the initial spark that creates the idea. And who knows where this comes from? Is it, I don't know, from the universe? Is it from deep within yourself? It's the magic, I think, that is in everything we make. It's the raw creative energy. After stage 1, as you continue to build your idea, we enter stage 2, which is complexity. Now, this is where I'm pulling in different resources, I'm connecting dots between ideas I've had, and just trying to grow it bigger and bigger and flush it out fully. I think for me, this is usually the point at which I stop. But this is a big learning moment for myself recently. You're not done yet. I've built something really impressive, but it doesn't have a clear point. You know, it's not focused. What I didn't know is that I was missing the final step, step 3, which is simplicity. This is the most important thing to take away from this video. Simplicity can only be found on the other side of complexity. You need to take this big, complicated idea that you've made and distill it down into what's absolutely essential. I think a really good story that illustrates this is when Rick Rubin, a famous music producer, was asked by Kanye West to help him finish his Yeezus album. At that time, there was over 3 hours of music that needed to be cut down into a 40-minute album in only 6 weeks. Rick dove in, was looking at the music, and there was a lot of great stuff in there, totally innovative, crazy ideas. But it was all over the map. It was very much in stage 2. It was super, super complicated. So his job was he went in there and he stripped out anything that was non-essential, anything that didn't have any essence of the core original idea. And because of that, Yeezus went on to be one of the most transformational albums in the music industry. Rick has since said that he views himself as more of a reducer than a producer. That's what it all comes down to. What are you keeping? What is the most important? And what are you removing? What is the least important? Rick has a great quote on the topic, which is, "There's tremendous power in using the least amount of information to get your point across." In a lot of ways, this concept and this line of thinking makes me think about minimalism, just keeping the possessions in your life that you love and getting rid of everything else. On the flip side, there's maximalism, which I guess is the practice of excess and saying yes to everything. That is kind of how I view my work up until this point. It's more of a maximalist approach where whatever I think of goes in there. In my opinion, minimalism is way, way harder because you have to choose, because you have to make those difficult decisions. Do I keep this old t-shirt from 2014 that I went to this concert in and I loved it? Or is it really just taking up space? And in my creative work, I can see that. Like there's the expression, kill your babies, which in writing or in film is sometimes you do have to delete your favorite scene in the movie because it's holding it back for one reason or another. If you have everything, you kind of have nothing. When I was in film school, before I dropped out, I took a screenwriting class. One of the biggest things I took away from it was the power of the elevator pitch, which essentially means if you can't pitch your film in 1 sentence or less, it's not clear enough. You haven't refined it enough. It's too complicated. So you can directly apply that to, say, YouTube. If I can't sum up this video in 1 sentence or less, it's too unfocused. And arguably, it might be at this point. I'm not a master yet. But you can use that one sentence elevator pitch as a guide to see what should stay in the video and what should get out. After saying all this, it leaves me thinking that stage 2, complexity, is bad. And I don't want that to be your takeaway from the video. Each stage is just as valuable as the next. Stage 1 is where the idea comes from. Stage 2 is where it grows. And stage 3 is where it becomes refined and honed. And that's why I think complexity is easy and simple is hard. It's easy to add more, but it's so much harder to take away. Unfortunately, while I know all of this is probably true, I know it's going to be very, very hard for me to apply this to my own work. Partly because of my ego. I want things to be impressive that I make. I want them to be flashy. But also, on the other hand, is my insecurity. My personality and my authentic self gets covered up in these videos because I'm too insecure to look like a fool or make a mistake, or maybe I think I'm cringy. So I'll edit it down and manicure it until I come across as super, super presentable, but it strips any humanity or personality out of myself. So that's something in this video, you'll probably notice I'm actively trying to do the opposite. I'm trying to show myself more. I'm not trying to script everything. I'm trying to just exist and be confident and comfortable in who I am. Feels good, honestly. Feels great. At the end of the day, I think it's all about trying to get back to that original spark and raw creative energy that started everything in the first place. It's a journey trying to get back to our truest selves. Thanks so much for watching. Subscribe if you like it, and let me know what you think of this format.